comme l'enfant de...
Hello everyone. I am the CEO and founder of Sobus, and we have a new name, as you can see on the slide, which is Combo, and I will explain you a bit later why. So today I'm here to talk about transportation and mobility. Mobility is becoming more and more popular. It's something which is really cool. We can go anywhere with much more simplicity than before at a much lower cost. This is a short graph to show you the evolution of this market in 15 years. So you have on the left what is the market size in 2015, and on the right it's 2030. And you see that the growth is 50% in 15 years, which is a lot. The unit here is a billion, I'm not sure it will work, but it's here. It's billion passenger kilometers, so we are not counting in tickets, neither in passenger, we are counting in passenger kilometers, simply because you can have one transportation which has many seats, so many passengers, and you can have short distance or long distance transportation. You see that interurban road, which is this red part, is quite large and growing a lot. So that's what we do when we travel by car or by bus or by, mainly this, because that's road. You have interurban rail, which is, as you can imagine, train. And you have other type of transportation inside the city, urban, which is public or private, and everything that concerns aviation. Mobility has three costs. Could you tell them one of them or three of them? Or when you want to move, what are the costs for you? Any idea? That's simple. Sorry? Time, which is one of those three. Energy, yes, but if you are in a car, do you really... Why do you say energy? Oh, yeah. Yeah, but let's say you are in a train, it's not so energy consuming. Sorry? Infrastructure, but I'm talking about mobility when you are a user of mobility, like train, car. Sorry? Price, yes, so there is a monetary cost. There is the time cost, and the third one of the main three ones, it's, sorry? That's a parameter, but it's not really a cost. One of the three costs is also environment. Because you can imagine that in 15 years, we'll have 50% more transportation, and the impact on environment will be really large. So that's why I described those three parameters, three costs with those three pictures. So money, time, and environment. So it's a big challenge. Mobility has changed a lot. This is a slide to show you what happened inside the city. So that's urban mobility. 100 years ago, you had, let's talk about France, but that's similar in other countries. 100 years ago, you had metro and buses inside Paris. Then you had taxis, and then RER in French, which appeared in the 80s. And now with internet, you have more and more types of transportation, which could not exist without internet. For example, Vélib, one of the first ones. Vélib can work only because internet exists. Now, since then, you have many other types of bicycle inside the city, like Mobike, O-Bike, Jump, which is the bicycle of Uber. And you have scooters now, Coupe or City Scoot. You have all the VTC, so Uber and all the others. I can talk about Hitch, which is one of the startups of the family. And of course, the electric scooters like Lime and all the other competitors which appeared around 1 year ago in Paris. So you see how fast the industry is moving. So all of those means of transportation have any sort of advantage, either in time, duration of the transportation, cost, or environment. When we look at what happens in interurban mobility now, actually that's similar. 100 years ago, you had one company for rail, one company for flights, and then you could rent a car. So I'm just talking about from the point of view of a person which is not owning any type of transportation. So you don't own any bike or car or plane. So you have car rental, which appeared. You have BlaBlaCar and carpooling also. New types of airlines appeared in the 80s. That's the low-cost airlines with EasyJet, Ryanair, and all the others. In 2015, something changed in France. That's the Macron's law, la loi Macron. And what did it change for us? It enabled the right to have buses transporting people inside France. So that's really new, actually, 2015. This is the companies of Ouibus, Flixbus, and others. I have put some logos of train companies. Why? Because competition is arriving in Europe, so it's really new. The law is just being discussed. It's not finalized yet. It will appear in 2020, and there will be competitors arriving in the French market. So I've listed, for example, the Deutsche Bahn, which is from Germany, Trenitalia from Italy, and so on. So in a few years, you can have a train from Deutsche Bahn in the east of France. That's something which is totally possible. But that's not over. We are also talking about new ways of transportation. Hyperloop can be a new way of transportation. And I'm convinced that in the future, most of the growth will come from autonomous cars. Once cars will be autonomous, it will completely change the industry of mobility. Not only car industry, but also mobility industry, because you will be able to order your car like Uber, but for interurban transportation. So that's it for the panorama. So mobility is cool. Mobility is growing. Mobility has a cost, or 3 costs, as we have seen. But now we can see also that mobility is more and more complex. It's richer, it's better for the user because you have more choice, but in the same time, it's more complex. What will happen? Will really people want to have 20 applications on their mobile phones? I don't think so. I think they will want only one app to prepare the best transportation. So this is what we are doing. Initially, we were called SoBus, and we were focused on bus tickets. And now our new name is Combo. It's arriving in less than a month, and we will combine any type of tickets. Yeah, so we go step by step. We have done bus, and now we'll add train in the next 2 years. And after, we'll add other types of transportation, like airlines. This is where people travel thanks to our website, SoBus. And now I want to explain you something about conversion, because once you understand that a platform like this will appear, the question is which platform, how to create the best platform proposing this service. I guess most of you know what is the conversion rate on a website. Can anyone say? Yes, exactly. So this is the simple formula. Conversion rate is the number of sales divided by the number of visitors. But once you have said this, you have no way to improve it, because you cannot say, okay, I will improve the number of sales or I will reduce the number of visitors. That's not sufficient to improve your conversion rate. So we have developed a theory about conversion rate, and I will explain it, but I want to explain first why it's so important. If you have the best conversion rate for this platform, you will be able to have the lowest cost of acquisition. If you have the lowest cost of acquisition, you will be able to get more visitors and have more profitability and more growth than potential competition. So we have developed this theory, and this is what I call the DOVAT formula. So DOVATE are the initials of this. So actually, conversion rate is made from only 5 parameters. I have just one hand, but it's 5. The first parameter, when you are a user and you want to buy something on a website, is the demand. I give you an example. You are in London and you want to go back in Paris because you work the day after, so your level of demand is very high. You are ready to pay a lot and you really need to be back in Paris. So the level of demand is close to 100%. On the other hand, if you are in Paris and you just check the prices for your next trip and you are not really interested because maybe you don't have vacation, the level of demand will be close to 0%. That was for demand. The second parameter is the offer. Let's say you want to do this trip from London to Paris and there is no ticket available. Maybe because the website has no company doing this trip, or maybe because all the trains or buses or flights are full. In all those cases, you have no offer, so the offer level is 0, and then your conversion rate will be 0. So that was the second parameter, the offer. The third parameter is the value. I keep this example, London-Paris. If the ticket price is close to €0, the value, the perceived value, more precisely, will be close to 100% because it's so cheap. You have no friction in buying this ticket. On the other hand, if the price is super high, let's say 1,000 euros from London to Paris, you will think the value is too much and you will not buy the ticket. Fourth parameter is the trust. Let's say you are still in London. You really want to go in Paris. You have a cheap ticket, it's available, but you don't trust the website. Maybe because the website is in Russian, or you have a picture which is not giving any trust. So if you don't trust the website, you will not convert. So your conversion rate for this parameter will be 0%. On the other hand, if the website has been recommended by your best friend and he tells you that the best website, it's reliable, of course you will buy from this. So the trust is the fourth parameter. The last one is the ease of use. So if for any reason inside the process of purchase, it's really complex because you are stuck because of a bug, or you don't understand the next step, or any reason that prevents you to go to the end of the payment. For example, you get a phone call and then you forget to finish the payment. In all those cases, you won't have any conversion. So conversion will be a mix of all those 5 parameters. What is cool is that this formula is messy. I'm not sure you know, so I'll detail what is MISI. Who knows what is MISI? Just a quick survey. You don't? Okay. So MISI means mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. Mutually exclusive means that all the parameters are independent and they do not overlap, so they are exclusive. And collectively exhaustive means that there is no other parameter that would be left away and that could influence the formula. So that's an example. I divided just a rectangle in 3 parts, A, B, and C, and I give you the counter example. So the first red rectangle is mutually exclusive. So A, B, and C are separated, but they are not collectively exhaustive. The last rectangle is the opposite. So all the surface is covered, but there is an overlap, so it's not mutually exclusive. So that's the magic of this formula. You have all 5 independent parameters, and all of them are mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. This, you have seen it already? Yeah, so you have seen the answer. Actually, among those 5 parameters, you cannot improve all of them. The level of demand is decided by the user, and it's really hard to make the user change this level of demand, except by marketing. So that could happen if you have a new phone, a new car, and you create a new brand. So that can improve the level of demand. In our case, we just sell transportation tickets, which is quite basic. So it's difficult to improve the level of demand. However, we can improve the level of offer. First parameter is for the offer is the number of tickets which are available. If you don't have this ticket from London to Paris because you don't have the company doing this trip, of course you will lose some sales and you will decrease your conversion rate. So in our case, we need to have the most transportation companies referenced in our website. The other parameter for offer is the combination. That's why we are called combo. That means that if you have several tickets, sometimes there will be a need to combine those tickets to create the offer which is useful for the user. And the third thing you will be able to improve is the ease of use, which is the UX actually. So you really need to have something which is simple to use, fast, intuitive, and yeah, that's all the work of the UX designer. That's it. Thank you. If you have any question, don't hesitate. Yes. A microphone?
So this is a mic. You can throw it between each other, right? You catch it?
Well, so thanks for coming. What is your relationship with your partners? How did you convince them to come into your platform, even though they were going to compete against each other, no?
Yes, so that's a good point. So at the beginning, most of the transport companies, they know that people want to compare. They want to compare prices, the schedule. So in the end, they need traffic coming from all platforms because people want to use them. So whether those transportation companies want it or not, people want to compare and they go in a platform like ours. So in the end, they accept.
So, because I don't want to seem rude or I don't want to seem mean, no. But at the first place, you're not anyone to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so basically, Air France doesn't need you, or like this one doesn't need you, right? So my question is, how did you end up with Air France or Webus or whatever into your app? Because at first time they didn't need you.
So if you talk about Air France, that's interesting because Air France, in the end, is referenced in all the flight websites, which are Skyscanner, Opodo, Expedia, and why is it like this according to you?
Why is what? Excuse me.
Why do you think Air France is referenced in all those platforms?
I believe they have to. No.
They have to because most of the traffic is there now. Yes, so that's we have the same vision with interurban mobility. Yeah, so now maybe your question is how it is built. Yeah, so that's with time and conviction. So at the beginning you have just a small website, so you need to explain your vision. And yeah, the first steps you do it without any commission, and then you are referenced. And
how long without any commission?
Oh, it's just a few weeks for most of the companies. Yes.
Thank you.
Any other question?
I can keep with you if you want.
Okay.
So another one is a question is, so basically two companies in your platform are against each other. Now they compete against each other now. So how did you end up, one with helping, it's not even helping, it's like how did you end up having like two companies competing in one platform?
So,
for instance, EasyJet with Air France or
yes.
Uber with Captain?
So just to precise, on our platform currently we just have bus tickets and we are adding train tickets. But actually the answer is quite simple. Today those platforms, or sorry, those carriers, those transport companies, they compete. Whether they want it or not, they compete through advertisement, they compete on Google, and they pay a lot in terms of cost of acquisition on Google. So they are really happy to pay much less to a website like ours to get more sales. Yes.
Can you say roughly, I don't know if you can say it, but the acquisition price of one of your clients, how much would it be compared to them, or just like 10 times less or 20 times less?
So in our case, the cost of acquisition is a few euros.
Okay.
Of course, the higher the conversion rate, the lower the cost of acquisition. For the transport companies, through our platform, so it's the same type of cost. If they go through Google, it's usually much higher. It can be 2 or 3 times higher. Yeah. That's it. Question? Yes? No?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Que la famille.